A very good evening to you. Welcome to the ESL Pro League. We're live from the Intel Esports Arena here in Copenhagen for match day 23. There's a lot of Counter-Strike that's already gone down. But coming up on tonight's show, you've got a lot to look forward to. I'll be your host throughout, Alex Machine Richardson. First up on the agenda, we're going to be jumping into a cheeky bit of Astralis, Battle of the Red Logos to start off your day. HellRaisers is going to be taken on with a bit of a roster change. That's one to start us off. Mirage and Overpass, the first two maps. And following that, when we head over to the white logo category, it's going to be Heroic versus Envy. Lovely little coincidence to kick us off. And if you're a secondary stream fan, after your Na'Vi Godsent delight, you're actually going to be heading over to join us. It seems like LDLC, after their travel negotiations over to Denver for DreamHack, are not going to be able to make their Battle versus FaZe tonight. And so bear that in mind. That's a default win for the FaZe guys, which is going to make life even easier for them. Yanko and Chad are joining us.
Well, it's usual business, Alex. Not the first time we see French laying down their arms. You know, probably felt they were too big of an opponent, and let's just have a nice little travel day to DreamHack. We probably have more chances there.
I think what it was last minute. HellRaisers had to pull out because Woxic couldn't get a visa, and then LDLC had to travel last minute and couldn't reschedule their game in time.
Oh,
Also very important pulling out.
So HellRaisers have probably kind of thrown LDLC that forfeit almost.
Yeah,
in a weird, twisted way.
Yeah,
so FaZe get themselves a quick win. Do you know what else was planned?
Standings.
Your attempt at standings, Yanko, that you tried, you planned ahead. You're like, right, I'm going to get this right. You did too, Chad. Our two analysts and experts, residents for ESL Pro League. Week 1, you made a table. How do you think it's gone so far? How do you think you did?
I don't think it's terrible. Hello, Navi.
What's going on in number 3?
See you.
Number 4 as well, Chad.
You see, I think you need to give some backstory to this. So always in Pro League, you have some of the favorites not make the top 6 and some surprise packages. I thought that Mouse Sports were going to play better with the 2 additions. I thought that was going to be an upgrade for them, and they generally play well online. So they were one of my 2 surprise picks, the other one being Envious, right? Because they played well online, qualified for a couple of tournaments, and I thought, you know, the likes of G2, they're known to be inconsistent. I didn't put much faith into the new Fnatic roster, definitely not straight off the bat, and similar to NIP, they've been kind of disappointing as of late.
Yeah.
Chad?
I'm in a similar boat with the Fnatic side of things. You know, didn't expect them to do a lot coming off the back of those changes, so that's why I have them down so far in the thing. But NIP, I channeled my inner Henry G. You know, I was a bit of a fanboy there, and I thought, you know, I like what I saw from Rez and Drake, and especially in Cologne, that they could have been on the way up.
You guys both had faith in G2 as well, one more than the other. Chad, you really did believe that was going to be a G2 top 6. Currently, they're actually kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, we have looked from time to time to see who they're facing in the last couple of weeks, and I think that they should be able to scrape on in there. You know, in that 5th or 6th spot should be nicely taken by them.
I mean, well, let's bring up how they do look. So, abracadabra, Fnatic take the top spot again. North are so damn close to picking that one up. Those overtime losses keeping Fnatic those extra couple of points ahead. What else have we got there? G2, oh, actually, they have managed to get themselves that 6th spot for now.
I think it's very important to note LDLC's score. This is without their losses being counted in at the moment, as far as I'm aware, and they were actually in a decent position to make the playoffs. You know, obviously they would have had a tough game against FaZe regardless, but even if you manage to, you know, lose in overtime, even if you get that 1 point, you know, they, in theory, could have gotten that 6th spot, but now it seems like their chances are very slim.
In the bin.
Yeah.
In the bin.
Well, with that done and dusted, we can turn our attention to Dust 2. In fact, actually, new addition, feels weird to say, but one of the most oldest residents in the map pool of Counter-Strike is back, and he's looking very pretty. New updates have come through.
Yeah.
Have you taken a look at it yet? Have you run around it yet, Chad?
I came in a little bit early, and I was in there with Rush. We were running around the map, checking out some new things, seeing if we could do the old smoke, seeing if we could come up with some new Molotovs, all that kind of fun stuff. Something that I really think, you know, and I can't tell if they changed it or it's just the textures that make it feel different, but like Lower Dark just seems so much bigger. Because like the ceiling is higher, right? Same as in Upper Dark, CT Spawn, it just gives you more of that, maybe I'm going to say 1.6-esque feel, that the map feels like a bit bigger.
I'm excited.
Well, it has left beta today. It's actually live. You can play it on your matchmaking, your deathmatch. So I think I know what my weekend's going to look like. Running around on deathmatch, getting shot in the back.
You could even just queue for it now in matchmaking.
Just like my weekend back home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You get it. They have made tunnels of Narrow though. Like genuinely, I had a little look. It looks like that.
Well, I might be hitting the walls then this weekend.
Yeah, you're going to be in trouble. You are
bouncing off of them.
Bouncing off the walls. That's the Yanko play. Dude, the B side looks identical. People were talking about. I think Lurpus was the one that started a conversation about the doors in B swapping round.
Yeah.
Have you put thought into that?
Yeah, I like that because it gives you more options to play heavier mids to defend against mid to B splits while defending the B bomb site from outside of the site.
Sure.
So that's just one reason that I think it would probably be a pretty good change, and there's probably a lot of other arguments for it as well.
I'm surprised by people who are like, oh, but everything is more or less the same. What did you expect? It's the most iconic map of Counter-Strike. There's nothing that needs to be changed in terms of the structure of the map. Yeah, you just gave it a facelift, like Inferno. Inferno got changed a little bit in Banana, which was a good change, a little bit in Apps. Some similar things on Dust too.
Though there was a cool thing at Long, they've actually added like a...
The canopy?
Yes, exactly. So you can't just do the puggy flashes out of the hut and flash everyone at Long now. You actually have to use some skillful, well-placed, well-timed flashes to flash the CT's defending.
And I mean, it does feel weird, but you realize when you start playing it and you played Inferno that aesthetic changes can actually make quite a big difference to how the map feels. And I don't know if that's just me as a casual player, but it does make a difference to me how the map looks and feels.
I agree. Inferno felt so much better after the changes
100%.
because it was more vibrant, right? I think that's the goal that Valve had with Nuke as well, but with Nuke it's a bit of a different story. You maybe feel there are too many small textures that make things a bit complicated. I feel that map is fine structurally. It's just like texturally, if that makes sense. Make it a bit cleaner,
softer.
That's it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, Dust 2's back in the map pool, so what better opportunity for us to quickly throw something out of the archives. It's been a while since we could use them, but we have a Dust 2 pro tip for you for your matchmaking games after Pro League.
Hey Future Pros, what's this? Dust 2? It's back? I don't believe it. Well anyway, here is a T-sided smoke for Long Corner. To do the smoke, go up next to this wall as shown. Find the left broken brick. Once done so, jump and throw the smoke. Now you can take long control without the fear of getting AWP down. Good luck!
Well, there you have it then, a little smoke just to get you out of Long. I hate that. That's the one thing I don't like about new maps is that you lose all your lineups and you sit there feeling like a froob saying, I used to know how to smoke it.
That's the best thing about new maps. You get to relearn these things. It's an even playing field. Whoever's going to geek it up harder and learn all that stuff quicker can get a little edge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ashamed to admit I had a very easy, CT cross smoke for Inferno, and the newer one I still haven't bothered to learn it. I just kind of lob it at the wall and hope for the best.
Yeah,
that's
sounds like life, Alex.
I get showered at by Henry G. Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah,
that's
fair
why
enough.
you get told, don't use your nade, Alex. Just keep the bloody gun out.
Yeah, just please, eyes on the crosshair. We'll do the rest. Thank you. We'll be playing some this weekend. But fortunately, we have some better Counter-Strike for you to watch for now here at Pro League. Match Day 23 kicks off with Astralis HellRaisers. Chad, if I... Oh, sorry.
Good, I was afraid you were going to say, let's see the NA standings.
Oh, no, don't panic. Don't panic. That's not until the end, when everyone else is kind of fallen asleep. But for now, you can go ahead and wake up Astralis HellRaisers to kick off. And HellRaisers have undergone some changes, Chad.
Yeah, big news, big news. Zero has decided to step down, and that's on his own accord, or, at least he was feeling pressure within the team, and he decided that, hey, my time here is potentially done. So he's still on the roster. He's just not an active player at the moment. So now we've got Bondic as on the transfer list. He's stepped down, and now they've brought in this new guy. And we have Yanko as our resident, I guess, can give us the pronunciation of these players'
Yeah,
names.
because
Estonia and Serbia must be close together, right?
Basically the same.
Yeah. Basically neighbours.
So how do I say this gentleman's name? F-E-J-T-Z.
I believe it's pronounced Fates.
Fates, as
so
in
J
a twist
is
of
like,
fates.
J is like Y. You would pronounce it as a Y.
Okay,
so
well,
Fates.
I'm never going to understand other languages than English, but I just wanted to quickly talk about the statement which Zero made here and kind of bring this into the discussion. He said, and this is on everyone's favourite news website, htv.org, just for everyone playing at home. After failing in too many qualifiers, it seemed like something needed to change, and that became me. As CS is a game of confidence, my confidence was decreasing exponentially for the past month, and after that affected my game a lot. Now, sure, a lot of his long-standing teammates had left him. I'm sure that would affect your confidence as well, right? But basically, the point that I wanted to go into this was he's part of an organization like HellRaisers who isn't, I guess, super strong in terms of being able to support the players. Sure, within their region, they're quite a prominent organization, but they don't have the same resources, the same way to help their players, all that back and forth. forth. So there's no wonder when rosters are changing, you know, the organization can't help him as much as they need to, that he's going to be losing confidence in his play style. And from time to time, we would see Zero have these fantastic performances, dropping 30. Then other games, he'd get, you know, 4 or 5 kills. And this is something I was talking about last night on the broadcast, and this is with a lot of teams who have talented players. You need the structure there to make them consistent. And this is something that they're definitely going to struggle with, and him getting out of this mess, I guess it is something to help him mentally.
I mean, for me, I just find HellRaisers such an intriguing beast just by the fact that this team's kind of can compete at times, and it's such a kind of jumble of players and nationalities. I mean, you've got now Jordan, Estonia, Turkey, Hungary, Ukraine. Like, that is a mixed bag if ever I saw one, and they're competing and they're doing well.
True. I think the problem for teams like that becomes a little bit of overthinking, right? So they started off poorly. Then they had that one period where they were amazing, qualified for something. They also beat FaZe 2-0 in Pro League, right? Even though it's just online. And then you're like, okay, this is working. But the thing is, anything can work once in CS or for a short period of time. It's you trying to find a way how to consistently be good and consistently repeat results. And, you know, you lose confidence by playing poorly, obviously, but you play poorly because you're changing so much. You can't get used to anything. I feel like consistency comes out of practice and practicing the same things, and then you're prepared for multiple situations, right? When you're constantly changing things, you're unsure what's going to happen. You don't know what you're going to do, and obviously you're going to play worse in that type of a scenario.
I think there's also a factor for teams kind of at the HellRaisers rung. LDLC is another one that comes to mind where they maybe played too many tournaments, right? Because all these little tournaments come up, online ones like the HellRaiser Cup, I think is a good example. There's been plenty like those that have come up over the last couple of months that they kind of just forced themselves into playing. They have to go through all the qualifiers. They're never getting invited to big events. And it's too much Counter-Strike, right? Whereas if you're a team like Astralis, let's say, you're getting invited to all the big events. You never have to play qualifiers. You can kind of just focus on the online leagues. That can be your official kind of practice there. And then you can focus more actually on practice. Whereas if you're a team like HellRaisers, your practice is becoming officials week in, week out, almost, 3 to 4, 5 days a week.
So is this a conversation about the organization, or is this a conversation about simply the players overplaying?
I think it's a bit of both. For example, a team like FaZe also had problems recently with not enough time to practice because they played the Epicenter qualifier. That was like 15 map in itself. Yeah. Then you have Pro League. Then ECS starts as well. So that's just like you play so many maps during a day. You physically cannot be focused to practice and try out new things. So you try to balance it out. Maybe you play a bit earlier. You do the practice. Then you take like a 3-hour break, something along those lines. But burnout is a legitimate issue for some of these teams. I agree that Astralis is probably a good example, but they make it themselves. They're like, we are not going to play more than one LAN tournament a month, no matter what. That's why they skipped ESL 1 Cologne this year in favor of the major, right? And, it sucks. It's obviously an unbelievable tournament, great arena, one of the best we have in Counter-Strike. You obviously would want to play on that stage, but, you have to, at some point, make that decision in order to avoid burnout and be able to put the proper work in.
And I mean, the problem I would have in that Astralis camp would be, can I justify that with the results of the next event? Is there not better practice? This is the counter argument, devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Is there not better practice to be sitting and playing, tier 1 competition when everyone is playing 100%? Like, what better place to kind of prepare yourself for a major?
Just very quickly, I think no, and because that way you show things. Even if you play it, you show things. Okay. Astralis coming into the major, a lot of teams were paranoid, like, what did they practice?
Yeah.
What are they going to come out with? And that's a huge deal at Tier 1.
And I think Astralis are definitely leading the way. Obviously, if you have a month that has 4 massive events in a row, right? And if I don't think you can really pick one, especially if it's a major, that's a different kettle of fish, right? Exactly. But if it's just 4 big events, you're going to have to play them, and you're going to want to win as badly as you can, right? But I think they're definitely leading the way in mentality and approach, and there's other teams we've seen do it. Na'Vi and VP late last year dropped out of some tournaments because they felt they were playing too many. I think more teams need to start deciding to do that. Like playing 2 online leagues, ECS and Pro League at the same time, that's a lot of Counter-Strike, and you do that with all the travel, you actually having families in real life. It gets a bit difficult, but I'm happy we have teams like Astralis leading the way in this front.
And I mean, I kind of like the transition that's happened with the DreamHacks as well, just while we're on this conversation. I like that we're seeing DreamHack Opens become a place for the Tier 2 teams to compete and for the emerging teams to
They've embraced that as well.
Yeah, they have. It's really awesome.
I love it, and you also always have a qualifier. So can always be a team out of nowhere appearing and at least making a name for themselves. You have to remember Gambit's first tournament that they won was last year DreamHack Winter, right? That's when they kind of put themselves really on the map, and that's where, I, for example, noticed, okay, this is actually a pretty good team. yes, the level of competition was lower, but the way they were playing, you could tell that they played good Counter-Strike. And when it comes to better opponents, they're going to have their chance. So I think it's great, like the change that they have made.
Yeah, and I mean, Fates, just to return to him, the new addition for HellRaisers, he's been on a multitude of different stages, albeit much smaller. I've actually seen him way back when Henry was wearing his little Betway shirt and we're hanging out at Comic-Con talking about UK Counter-Strike. Fates, I believe, was there on the stage hanging out for United Estonia. Now, apparently, you were telling me
he was in China for a while. I did a bit of a stint there. He played for 5 Power and UYA, I believe it was. Yeah, and hey, look, you want to get over there, you want to get paid, that's what the big bucks are. Perfect World's over there now, so, well, they've been there. Counter-Strike's over there now.
Yeah. It's not a perfect world for HellRaisers, though, because the map's ahead of them, Mirage and Overpass.
Yeah, well, I was happy that we just kind of got a roundabout way to here, because the brutal truth of this is, if they're able to put up a fight against Astralis going into Epicenter next week, then Astralis have lots of issues and HellRaisers just get really lucky. Because adding this guy right now, sure, I think Angel is a really good in-game leader. I think he has a great presence. We've seen them make really good mid-round decisions. But going up against one of the top 3, top 4 teams in the world right now, just adding a player, having more stuff just getting thrown at you, it's been like this for these guys for the last, 4 months. It's a rough time. It's a really rough ask as well.
So if I was to ask you for the HellRaisers win, to put, I mean, they surprised us with 5 phases, you mentioned earlier, but you've also, let's not forget, last week you were surprised by Astralis kind of losing the ability to put up a 5 versus Fnatic, if I'm not mistaken. So we've seen, there is something that could correlate for
Yes, we've seen that Astralis was mortal, especially online. Yeah. I don't believe they're going to repeat that performance versus Fnatic this season. And yes, you look at HellRaisers and you're like, awesome, they got Overpass. It's like their best map, but it's also Astralis, I think, was the best team in the world on the map until FaZe appeared, but they're still very, very strong on the map. Mirage as well has become one of their stronger maps, and the problem is Astralis is one of those teams that is just not going to sit passive and play individually. Yeah. They're always going to play as a team, and I think that's, yes, on one hand you can say for lower tier teams that's great because they're not going to bully us around and stuff. Yeah, but they're just one of the probably the best team in the world at that play style. So that doesn't mean much for you. They're just going to outplay you within that same style.
So they know what's coming.
Unless Astralis underperforms greatly, this should be just a routine game for them.
So HellRaisers know exactly what Astralis are bringing and yet still won't be able to do anything about it. Last thought with you, Chad.
Just quickly, if HellRaisers can win both pistols, which should be pretty likely because Astralis never wins them on this map. That might be a good start, and that's the only glimmer of hope I can see for them. They're going to have someone stand up and drop bombs. Okay, right, we need some serious fragging. We need some pistol rounds, which should be manageable, given Astralis' track record, and this map in particular is meager. Let's head over to your casters, though, because they are eager. It's going to be Henry G and Sadakis for Mirage.
See, being dishonest, Alex, isn't a good thing. I don't know if eager is a word I would use to describe me tonight. How are you doing, Henry?
I'm good. So I'm ready. The final night of the week.
It's true, it is.
So that's got to be something for you.
Big plans for the weekend?
What am I doing? Playing the new Dust 2. That's what I'll be doing the entire time.
Neat.
Yeah.
I'm sure your girlfriend's going to love that.
She's away at TwitchCon, so I've got the weekend pass.
Well, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Just nailed it. Don't know what I'm going to do. Might just get on a train and go somewhere random.
Yeah, okay, where would you go?
That's exactly the point of random. I'm going to go, look at the board of places, and go, yeah, that one. I'm just going to get on and go.
Amazing. Whoa. Astralis versus HellRaisers.
If I don't come back, I'm sorry, because I forgot the name of the places I went.
Maybe not the most tantalizing matchup right now, but HellRaisers coming in with a new player. We'll see what they can do today. I'm not looking for big results here against Astralis. Sure, like Chad said, Astralis struggle with pistols in this round. Maybe if they get both of those, we have something to work with, but I'm not sure. Dead Fox with 1 smoke and a flashbang. He's got a PT50 as well. Up against Zipex, he's brought up the CZ. A bit of aggressive play here from the CTs as well. We've got Kiabi watching the underpass and Glade backing him up from the window. There's Dupree as well in the B apartments. Trying to find that first pick, of course. Pound for pound, pretty much every player on Astralis can out-duel HellRaisers here. So you're expecting a large victory, but HellRaisers always seem to surprise at points. Dead Fox, remember, is no longer the AWPer. So look out for that. As he gets a Glock kill, or a PT50 kill, I should say. Opens things up 5-on-4.
5-on-4. Kiarby down. Zipex next up, spotted. Drops away. No element of surprise being up close if they know he's there. It's not how surprises work. Hashtag me too. Zipex gets aggressive. Does find 1 shot, but only 1 shot. And he goes down immediately after. It's Woxic that gets the kill. Dupree and Device, they'll make up for it. So they start a man down, they end 3 men up.
They finally get a pistol Mirage. It's happening. They really have struggled with this map. So there we have it. It will be 1-0 for Astralis. In terms of the fragging power, 2 for Dupree, holding those B apartments, dropping down to the site, stopping them come through. And it's some nice work as he gets the second frag of the round. Well played. 4 spy from HellRaisers, everyone all in. 2 rifles for Astralis here, 3 SMGs, the MP7 coming back out. And we see the MP9 these days, the MP7 definitely has its place still within the game. Deagles, CZs. Woxic down to 15 HP. He does not have head armor. It's tagged up at the start.
I'd like to congratulate Astralis for actually winning a pistol round.
Indeed.
Doesn't happen often. Dupree goes down. Angel's got the shot back. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just thought it was necessary to say. I felt compelled.
Well,
may the power of God compel you.
It does, every day. Astralis don't want to win this round by the looks of things. 1 by 1, running out of the choke points when they know they're there with the CZ. They should... Yeah, it's all going to fall apart. Honestly, they didn't play the odds here. They didn't wait for the bombs to be planted, didn't wait for the T's to come into the crossfires. They win 1 by 1, very sloppy, and it's a little bit difficult to watch. It's up to Glaive now, up against 2.
What do you think of the new Dust 2?
What do I think of it?
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet.
Okay,
from what I can
enough.
see, it's I ran around a no clip. It seems really pretty, and they haven't changed too much. I'm fine with it. I had no issues with the original Dust 2.
Nah, see, I think they haven't changed enough. I would almost rather the older textures to keep the integrity of the map with a newer layout than the new textures.
But like, it's a developing process, right? It's not in the map pool yet, so they'll have some time.
But yeah, but something tells me they're not going to change much. If they haven't changed anything on the layout yet, they won't for a while, and I'm not a big fan. What I'm not a big fan of is Astralis winning a pistol round and then throwing away the momentum they finally get by allowing a bomb plant. Guns picked up. It's the new boy and Angel. Angie won. If we're going to call Hen one, Angie won.
He hasn't got a kit. Pretty much out of luck on this one. Astralis, a very disappointing approach in the second round. That should be it. Even if he gets both now and goes to the full use other kit, it's not going to happen. Angel takes him down, and it will be 1-1. HellRaisers probably can't believe their luck that Astralis were running at them 1 by 1 towards middle, underpass, and the connector. After getting the opening pick as well, we thought that was it. Forced by from the Danes in response. We do have a tactical pause. Saving 2 rifles are HellRaisers, Angel, and Fetz with... Is that what we're going with? Fetz or Feeds?
Fetz.
Fetz?
Fetz. Call him Fritz. Did I ever tell you about Fritz?
You did.
Have I?
Many times. Black Labrador.
Yeah, Black Labrador Husky. He was Jaden 1.0.
Okay.
She's Fritz 2.0.
Nice.
Yeah, Fritz was a badass.
So Fetz, that's what I'm going to call him. Might be wrong. Fetz seems right to me. Fetz and Angel with the M4s. Obviously, HellRaisers will be buying up with the AKs, maybe a couple of UMPs, depending if they want the utility or not. Astralis, they have gone all in. So I assume this is technical. This is be a strange time to call a tactical timeout so early on in the game. Might just be a headset issue. Maybe someone's in the bathroom. Who knows? Gabi will be with the smoke and the Deagle as well. I assume it's Glaive with the technical issue because he has not bought anything just yet, while his teammates have. Round number 3 will be underway momentarily.
I knew you were going to say it. I've got you figured out.
Yeah, after all this time, cracked it.
You're harder to figure out than a female. Just kidding, I don't have a clue what they're like. I hear they're nice.
Yeah, they're okay. Well,
cheers to that.
Glaive, come back, my friend. We've got a game to play. Well, I guess we can go back to Dust 2 while we wait. Doesn't really seem like much is going on here at the moment. Yeah, Dust 2, I agree with you, maybe not much has changed, but I think it's more an evolution than a revolution right now. It's just making the map... When people watch Counter-Strike Go, people who are new to games are, what are all these old graphics? Why are you playing a game that's so old? And Counter-Strike's always had that thing, especially 1.6. After like 10 years, people are saying you're playing a game from 1999. I guess they're trying to avoid the fact that it has a very old map and very old textures and stuff. And they're just trying to bring everything up, kind of fix all the issues that were there, like there maybe some bugs and stuff like that, and just make it look pretty. And then I don't think they'll change anything dramatically, but if they were to change things, like we said last time, that the B doors get flipped around, something like that, just something that kind of mixes the recipe a little bit. It doesn't have like a new entrance or anything like that. I'd be interested if the skyboxes could definitely be adjusted. And hopefully we do see that develop as time goes on. But we're back into it, 1-1. And it will be Glaive joining them with the Force Buy as well. He has got a diffuse kit just in case it's required towards the end, and a smoke as well, just in case things get a bit heated. Flashbang doesn't look that effective towards middle. And they'll be smoking the window and just trying to assert their dominance on this area.
dupreeh waits window smoke down. He'll hold with the deagle. Device set inside with him, so often pistol crossfire. Don't want to give up mid, keep the close angles as Angel, meanwhile, gets toward the lock. Fitz, meanwhile, starts to probe B site. Good approach overall from HellRaisers to slow it down. Angel's another in-game leader that I think doesn't get credit sometimes when he's deservedly so. He's very tactical. dupreeh, great shot. Down goes Angel. Always worth watching dupreeh with a deagle.
Yeah, very deadly. Nice one dig there. And that's why there's an argument for the Desert Eagle and not getting armor with it. The fact of the matter is that if you're going to have a 1 dig, it's going to be like that. No bullets coming your way, just completely out-aiming them. As we go into round number 3. Another kill for Astralis here. Woxic does fight back somewhat. They have got control of the B site. It might be enough as well. That's going to be most of the presence down. Device lies in wait, trying to shut down the bomb. Does a very good job of that, but still a 2-on-2 situation.
2-on-2 with Xyp9x still trying to fight back into the site. Kit picked up for Glaive, gone down, but Xyp9x knows that it's inside of the window. He's got a shot with a deagle and a chance to jump through and grab it back. Woxic knows exactly where he is, but that's not exactly comforting when so many deagle shots have been landed already in this particular round from Astralis, and I thought surely he would find one with the 3rd time, but Woxic holds true, and the AK prevails. 2-1 for HellRaisers.
Decent attempt there from Astralis getting the first 2 frags, but the trades came back through towards that B bomb site. Not really much they could do. Came down to the 1v1 situation, but Xyp9x lost track of the remaining player. Got a few dig shots off, but that was all he could find. It looks like we've actually got those updated terrorist models as well now, Matt.
It's true. We've got the Walter White model in the game. I'm glad. I'm good to see some variety brought back in.
Yeah, it's cool. I thought that was only on Dust 2, so it actually is on Mirage as well.
Angel's already gotten to connector. Gives access toward A site should it be desired. He's actually going to hold the position to make sure no one, such as Device, for example, on the other side of it, pushes through and they can cover off Catwalk. They do exactly that. dupreeh goes down, so too does Xyp9x. Fates does his job walking in through the apartments to make sure they're clear at the very least, but check every corner. They are clear. Astralis will sit back. No kits, no investment, but no need to really overextend. It doesn't make a difference, I think, giving away kill money, as small as it may be. There's been a lot of talk, actually. MBK was one of the ones to suggest that. I think there was someone else that started the tweet discussion, but $300 per kill should be the way it is for every gun.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
I'm not sure I did either, but I just thought I'd throw it out there.
It's the way Counter-Strike always was, but that does remove the bonus round, right? That's the reason we have it. It makes things a little bit more interesting. It's a gamble, because if you do find a couple of kills of it, you get $1,200 and you keep your money very strong as well. I think if you take that away, I think that's a part of the game that's quite interesting, and it means lesser guns have their place, especially like shotguns as well. I don't think you'd see a shotgun unless it had the $900 kill reward. It's a very risky weapon, but if it works out, then it's a big payoff.
It's totally understandable that that guy with the balding head would turn into a terrorist. I'd be pretty angry too if I looked that way. Sometimes I don't know how Moses does it.
He gets by.
Moses wears it well, let's be honest. We all make fun of him, but he's a good-looking chap.
Yep. Very handsome.
Okay, calm down, Henry. Jesus. Device window again. No AWP on the CT side. They hindered their economy a little bit too much for such a play. Ooh, boost I like. dupreeh up inside of the smoke. Doesn't go for the fence where you can actually see with more of an elongated angle above it, but he knows there's one behind the boxes. Does he know that there's a second able to trade? Woxic would be on the left. They never get that far. They give up on it early.
Decent mid-presence coming in from HellRaisers here. No real damage inflicted as of yet. It's Device trying to stiff them out towards window after the force buys. He doesn't have his famed AWP. They made their way towards connector, and Kiabi could be in a spot of bother here. Deadfox takes him down, showing his good work with the AK. This is a clean sweep so far. That might be it. 4-on-2 situation. Device tagged up as well. His teammate Xyp9x coming in from the flank. Does find one, but that's all he'll get. Device, no kit. a smoke and a flashbang as he rotates in from the other side of the map. They'll have no idea he's here. He might have a chance to deny the bomb, perhaps, but it's actually on the other side, and nothing he can really do about this one. That's the problem with the force buying on the CT side. You do sacrifice some utility, the AWP, and you can see how Astralis were struggling there. HellRaisers extend the lead to 4-1, and Device, he'll be looking for some exit frags. It's not likely to happen. Why would they come there? They'll be grouping up and holding together, I would imagine, just making sure they win the round. Issa is encroaching on his position. He might have a little look in there. Oh, footsteps made.
He does, yeah, that's the problem. He's made footsteps, and unless you strafe in quickly to check that specific corner, you're always going to go down with a slow approach. Device proves it. Setch grabs the AK, smokes himself off. No further damage. He'll keep the gun, but the damage is done in terms of economy. This now amounts to 4 rounds in a row for the bonus. CT side, and obviously you can't just plant a bomb and get a bit of an injection.
No, indeed. And they do manage to save the AK-47. Device certainly capable of making this a winnable round, considering we've got a Dupree Deagle out again. A few CZs in the mix. Kiabi's got some body armor. And we're heading towards the B-bomb site. All 5 players here for HellRaisers. Looking like they'll be going in pretty quickly as well. It's Zipex ready and waiting. He's got the CZ, but flashbang in hand, he might not have a chance to use it. It is going to come through pretty successfully. Dupree opens things up. This could get chaotic. They managed to equalize the situation. It's up to Dupree to find more.
Decent shot, Dupree. Woxic, he found Device. Tries to go back out for more, does Dupree on the Deagle. 2 in the game at least, or 2 in the round, I even should say. 3 in the game with the Deagle overall, but although it gives them a slight chance, it's not necessarily anything you'd write home about. Oh, if Glaive had gotten around sooner where the bomb was still being planted, it would have been a defenseless player on top of the site. Instead, it's down to Kiabi, and Angel takes care of both. 5-1. HellRaisers looking sharp considering they lose a player and bring in a new one today.
They're doing all right. Early days, but so far so good against Astralis. Certainly a top 5 team in the world. They're up 5-1. And we go into a double orb setup. Dupree. It's been something they've been experimenting with. Every other game or so, they'll bring it out for a couple of rounds. It seems like they're opting for it straight away here. It'll be interesting to see how that develops as time goes on. Dupree heads towards short. Device in the connector, trying to find that opening pick. It might not matter though. Angel goes in very quickly indeed towards the A side. Smoked off his Device before taking down one. He's still stuck in the connector. Dead Fox patrols towards middle, but taken down as well.
Zipex already trying to get back in from CT. Fates is there. He's taking a hold off that approach, but Angel takes care of Dupree walking in through the vent. Tight choke point to try and get through, and Device AWP switches to an AK to increase his chances on a retake. They've got to start going for some of these. 5-1. They've already got a maximum lost round bonus. He's picked up an AK and he fancies his chances. No kit, which makes things difficult. Does know where the first player is. Never knew that he would be double peaked from that position. And as such, Fitz and Issa, 2 newer names to HellRaisers, pick up the win.
It's a nice call from Angel there. They've been showing slow-paced and methodical play towards middle, splitting the bomb sides with a couple of smokes as well. This time, straight up, contact play towards the A side. Go to that A ramp and try and surprise the CTs, and they certainly were. It worked out quite nicely. Yeah, that first pick and the double orbs and the retake could be a difficult prospect. The smoke lands. Seems to be an ongoing narrative here at Pro League. And they'll be on another eco here, Astralis. CZs and 1 Desert Eagle 4 Device. This is looking very good for the HellRaisers. Maybe a bit of a honeymoon period, considering they've got this new player brought into the lineup. I believe he's Estonian. And always going to have a chance to win these rounds, Astralis. But so far, HellRaisers running away with the game. Kiabi, though, makes his way to T-spawn. Looking to get information. It's Woxic, the main AWPer of the squad. He used to be Dead Fox for so long. It was weird. Once it was announced he was no longer the AWPer, I thought, can he find his form again? But Kiabi striking back in towards the palace area. Gets a rifle at least, but it might not be enough.
It's interesting that Dead Fox is one of the long-standing members on this team already.
Yeah.
Angel, man. Whew, that guy.
He's been around.
He's turning into almost like a Hunden in the fact that everyone in Denmark played with Hunden at some point in time. Everyone in the CIS region is going to have played with Angel at some point in time. Some that are not even from the CIS region, some Czechoslovakians in there, a lot of Europeans in general. Obviously, that includes the Czechs, but I had to finish my sentence somehow.
Yeah.
So I did.
7-1. Double AWP again. So this is something they're really trying to make a thing now, it seems. dupreeh never really been known to be an AWP player. Technically is the secondary AWP of the squad. It hasn't really found great success. I've only seen like a handful of kills with the weapon, and I've costed him a lot with this AWP. So they're definitely working on it, and I'll give it a chance. But Device now trying to find something at the start there, but another 5-on-4 for HellRaisers. Device can't get rolling here.
That's a good call from HellRaisers too, because they know that Astralis is going to start to get impatient and impetuous to try and pull things back by getting, namely, aggressive in all of those statements. Consequently, sit back and get the right kill. It's Glaive inside of A main. Slight tag toward Angel, but he'll fall off the position and no further damage will be done. Angel knows that there's no need to stick around if a threat or imperative damage is impending, so he'll fall back and away and keep the lead at 1. As dupreeh changes his position as smoked off of window. He's got to watch top connector from a tight angle on an AWP. Entirely possible, but deadFox got a much more important shot by getting Glaive down backside. dupreeh makes up for it, but they have to rotate one player at least to CT spawn in a 2 versus 2, and they'll do exactly that by putting dupreeh there with the AWP as Woxic continues to hold. Angel is ready for the approach. The problem is Woxic holding as dupreeh tries to get very aggressive on Angel is that he has to eventually plant, which he does now. That will allow an entrance through the vent from Xyp9x. dupreeh needs to get aggressive and distract. If Xyp9x wants any chance, good read to find Angel instead. But Woxic still looms with an AWP. Heavily missed shot as he tried to turn back from the flash, and it works out for Astralis.
There it is. dupreeh does step up and deliver a really nice performance there with the AWP. Just as we were saying, I haven't seen that much from it yet. Device goes down with the opening play, pushed up towards top of middle, but they recover. Xyp9x, the master of clutches, joins dupreeh after he found 3 kills with the AWP. And they managed to save both of those weapons as well. Here's the replay of how it went down. Nice work, that second shot especially. That was actually quite impressive. Very good stuff. 7-2 now, but need to avoid the reset. They do manage to save the AWPs, but came down to just 2 players surviving. They will be all in with the reinvestment of the grenades. It looks like an execution coming in this time from the HellRaisers. Fast mid-play once more from Glaive and co. Flashbang not going to be that effective. deadFox ready and waiting with the AK-47. And the CT's getting the opening pick. They're happy to fall back, but caught in transit. deadFox takes 2 down. This is all falling apart once again. It's both AWPs to clutch it out in a 3-on-2.
Device in the smoke. He's trying to find a way back into the site. Sees bomb at the very least. That can give him some confidence and reassurance to sit back perhaps. But let's talk about who we're dealing with. It's Device. He goes aggressive as always. It's on to dupreeh. The second of the 2 ops left to clutch it. Good find on deadFox.
Yeah, he's doing well today. 1 versus 1 now. Both AWPers up against each other. 1 minute remaining. dupreeh going for the long con though. He's heading towards T-spawn. He's got plenty of time to make this play as well. Woxic will have no idea. He'll get the bomb, and dupreeh might even catch him as he picks it up. This could be a very interesting play indeed. He's only got the USP in his back pocket, but it might not matter. Woxic doesn't know this is happening. dupreeh with the godlike flank. Spots him. Dead. Good work. Really nice. Timed it to perfection as well. You could see just as he's coming up the A ramp, he's going for the plant as well. He had no idea. And it will be 2 rounds in a row, pretty much thanks to dupreeh and his clutch efforts with the AWP. It seems like it's coming together for him. No one planted. HellRaisers can still buy into the round. Round number 11, these have been quite fast-paced. Remember, they got, what, 7 in a row, so their money's absolutely fine. Astralis still chasing, though. Need to start having some convincing rounds. They can't allow another 1v1 to be the cause of victory. They need to keep like 3 or 4 players alive here if they don't want to be fully reset. Still a lot of work to do here.
Woxic to the smoke. dupreeh is going to try his utmost. Flashed off the position still, though, stays in the window. Smoke goes down directly in front of him. There's no vision, no need to stay there. 2 rounds on the bounce after only 2 surviving on a reset round essential. For Astralis, Woxic gets down Device, who's been struggling to find the confidence in opening picks, and every time he's gone either aggressive or takes an angle, seems to go down relatively early. In fact, to give you an idea, actually, I take it back, he's got 9 kills. I was going to say he's at the bottom of the board, but he's not. He's just, interestingly enough, having trouble with early round impact. Issa's gotten Glaive. deadFox takes down Kiarbi. And Xyp9x and dupreeh remain in a 2 versus 4. HellRaisers may take back momentum.
How's he
That's
done
not
that?
bad. dupreeh's looking sharp tonight. I have to give him credit at the very least, and somehow through the vent, but the vent's so slow to move, he gets stuck on the flames. It's Clutch Master in a very tenuous situation, as he has to at least upgrade to a rifle, should do so to the AK that's directly in front of him. And in doing so, he'll give himself a slightly better chance because he's also picked up a kit.
Well, out of position for now. He can't go past those flames, but still in a viable 2-on-1. Time ticking away, flashbangs raining in as well. He might just save the AWP. I think he will. dupreeh did what he could in the flames, found one more. 2 kills for him. Once again, it was Xyp9x and dupreeh who have been clutching left, right, and centre, but that could be the harsh reset now. Like we said, Astralis not winning rounds with huge numbers, staying alive, just one player each and every time. So we'll be 8-3 and potentially just have to force around this AWP, the double eco regardless. So I think they almost certainly will. If not, maybe just Deagles and then the AWP itself. Here's the shot he got. This was unbelievable.
That was absolutely
It wasn't even a wall bang.
staggering.
That was a straight up kill.
Straight to the groin.
Yeah. So they will indeed force around the AWP. They give it to dupreeh. Maybe he's like, you know what, Device, I'm actually hitting the shots tonight. So
Yeah, why don't you just move aside?
yeah.
Get
Takes
out
a
of my
spotlight.
way. 30 dupreeh. Devilish Device. The double Ds.
There we go.
He's certainly hitting shots. Now, that'll put some scare into the opponent because they'll be reveling in the fact that the AWP's in play. What else is with it? That's yet to be revealed. They have seen Xyp9x. They may have seen him holding 2 arms clasped, or rather 2 hands clasped together, the firm grip of a small pistol.
This is what you want to do as a Yorper. You show presence towards B, ideally get a kill, then you're rotating, hoping to funnel the Mac towards A, and that's where you've gone as well. And you're just an absolute nuisance, but deadFox does get one back.
Especially when there's no other guns, keep in mind.
Indeed, yeah. You want to just show presence and then stealth off to the other side of the map, but the recovery begins. This was a 5-on-2, remember, now a 3-on-2. Could still fall apart and go horribly wrong for the Astralis side. They've only recovered 1 rifle so far. That's in the hands of Xyp9x. Bomb down though, 40 seconds remaining. Xyp9x holds the underpass. He will be the linchpin in this situation. You can hear smokes being dropped beneath, and that's a guaranteed kill. And dupreeh with the second of the round as well. dupreeh's playing very well, the AWP. Seems to be the right call to get him on that AWP. Something Astralis have been struggling with the last year or so, maybe more. Only having 1 AWP available to them when Carrigan was in the squad. Obviously, that was an option as well. Device and dupreeh now back on it. After the force buy.
We certainly slowed our pace early on while HellRaisers were winning. The rounds seemed quick, fast, and concise. Now they're getting a little more scattered and slow. deadFox this time's not going to have any such pace. Aforementioned, he goes aggressive. It's dupreeh and Xyp9x, however, that shut him down immediately. And dupreeh gets another one through the edge of the wall. Puts massive damage into Angel, allows Xyp9x to follow it up. And he may get away with 4 kills in the round. Device decides not to allow that and just take one away. But even still, good contribution, and it's 8-5.
Simple case of HellRaisers trying to change the pace there, throwing a B rush, see what it's like. Seems like they're getting shut down now, and you have to be very quick to take down Xyp9x. He's one of the best B Mirage players in the game. 3 frags for him, normally good for 1 or 2, goes 1 step better in that round, and breaks the money of HellRaisers at the same time. 8-5, nothing really purchased there for Eco, looking likely to be 8-7 now, and that'll be a nice comeback situation for Astralis. I'll be happy with that, considering the way it was looking, 7-1 down. This is the guaranteed round. That nade did so much damage towards the underpass. Look at them go. Shouldn't be a kill picked up here for HellRaisers. Maybe 1. Yep, Issa will find it in the window. And that's all they'll get. So Astralis will be very well set up for round number 15 here. HellRaisers, not the best in terms of the buy, but they will have AKs across the board. No AWP available to them. They have been experimenting with different strategies here. They've gone for obviously the slow defaults, the fast rushes, the contact plays, a few executions. So they have been throwing everything at Astralis, waiting for the aggression to come through as well. Double orbs back out for the Danes. Smoked out will be the AWP up. Glaive trying it once again. They haven't had much success with this, but fully blind. Glaive does take down deadFox, and they'll run through the fire, but be enough advantage for now.
KRB takes down Angel. Question toward mid, though, still from HellRaisers. It's Fetz and Woxic. Dupree will sit on the inside of the smoke with Glaive at window that can easily pinch them off, and that looks to be exactly what they're going to do. And convert to an 8-7 halftime. Shot out, baits in. Glaive can't convert spray on 2, but that gives away exactly where he is. And Zipic slam dunk. Call it done. Call it what you want to call it. I'm a alcoholic. Carry on, Henry.
8-7.5. It was looking so good for HellRaisers. 7-1 up at one stage, but then as soon as Dupree started to come to life, he showed maybe he's the main AWPer tonight. Device went a little bit quiet, but they did it. They managed to tie things up for the best they can, and they should be maybe closing this one out in the second half. We'll find out after the break.
Well, X is going to give it to you. Just like HellRaisers gave 8 rounds to themselves, Astralis took back 7. It's a pretty even game, Hank.
It is, but one Astralis got themselves back into pretty convincingly. I would say they will be likely to close the game out now, but it's a speculation. We don't know. I can't tell the future just yet. I'm working on it. Here's a scoreboard for you. It would be, I'd assume, Dupree at the top. Yes, there he is. 15 kills, 8 deaths, from majority with the AWP as well. Not too bad. Glaive and Zipex. So Zipex only got 4 kills total, one of which was a 3-man spray down to B rush. That can't be right. He only got 1 other kill apart from that round?
It could be true, yeah.
I don't believe it.
That could be entirely true. This is why, again, our scoreboard going to zeros until we start this round. I'm just going to get out of old-fashioned notepad, Hank.
What, is right note down every kill?
Yes.
Might be.
Between checking Tinder, Twitter, and
hockey.
Motorsport.com, NHL.com, and then occasionally glancing up to see what's going on in the game. Which right now has Issa and Angel pushing, and Zipex waiting spots the little booties, as you would say, of Issa after taking down the first intruder.
It's always a nice way to start things on the T-side pistol. Remember, Astralis won the first half one as well. They lost the second round force by in a very sloppy manner, but this is looking quite convincing. Both pistols will be going in favour of the Danes. Just Woxic and Fetz to defend now. They're on the other side of the map, and Fetz might better do something with this. The new boy, at least finding some nice shots. He's got some skill. Now it's down to a 2-on-2 as Dupree solidifies the Danes' chances here. Zipex and Dupree once again up against Fetz this time. Bomb will be planted momentarily. They are watching towards jungle as well. Fetz with no kit comes through CT spawn.
Fetz will do everything he dare. No kit. At least not on him. I don't think there's one down in this direction either, if I'm not mistaken. So he's got to go quickly. He's at least close to the bomb. Get a tap on it, see if he can pull at least one peek. He's not sure where it's going to come from. He knows the directions, but he's not sure which one will arrive first. And with neither of them committing, done. I'm afraid to tell you, HellRaisers, you have lost this round.
He'll try and get some cash out of it. Might as well try and avoid the bomb blast now. He's got armor, of course, with 3 kills. Means he can actually buy something pretty decent. He could even go for a Famis and armor into the next round if required. But there we go. Zipic's got 10 kills, Matt. I knew I was right.
Well, you're never wrong.
I
couldn't remember, so I just didn't say anything.
So he got 1 in the round, so he had 9.5. So we need to look at the stats machine, guys, because it's almost made me look silly, which is rare, but it almost happened. 8-8, and we go into round number 2. It is the force buy, and Vets, he'll go for utility and a diffuse kit instead of the firepower. Probably the right call. Get the diffuse kit out, a few smokes to work with, and we're heading towards B. Now remember, Astralis gave this round away in the first half, and it started an absolute nightmare situation. Device, though, does get tagged up in the process, but finds the first frag. They'll be going towards A, splitting it from Connector as well. CT still have a chance with the CZs and the Deagles to cause a bit of damage. Smokes deployed. Players coming from Connector as well. This will be where the commitment finally comes in.
Shots out. Dead Fox finds 1, but it's Zipix that prevails by getting 2. Double what his opponent got, and then Kiarbi finds Fitz, and we get a bomb plant for Glaive to get extra money. But overall, it's now 9-8. Astralis fight 2 rounds in the second half. Hank.
Full eco. Not really much they can do after this one. HellRaisers managed to get 1 kill, but good work. Good smokes. The smokes actually deployed to allow the players coming connected, just focus on the steps and jungle area, clear that out, get no nonsense from the site itself or CD spawn or ticket booth or anything like that. And this should be a walk in the park now, as Dupree spots 2 players crossing towards connector. He'll call that for Glaive. He might be flashed in or naded in, gives him a bit of cover. They actually do have many more uses than just damage the HE grenade. The cloud of smoke that comes out, you can use that to nade a corner yourself and peek it and come with a surprise play, or just like that, get naded in by your teammate, and it'll create somewhat of a veil as you come round, along with causing damage as well. So that was quite smart. So it kind of works like a flashbang in that respect. It gives you a second's cover while you work out what's in there. These models do look pretty cool.
You know what? I'm digging them. Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, you got
Walter White.
There's nice hats on.
You are a man of many hats, Hank.
Yeah.
It's an expression. It means you're a man of many talents.
Many hats. I kind of get that, yeah. Never heard that before.
Dupree, downed by Issa. International Space Station Agency. Agent. Let's just go with agent.
Yeah.
That's better. Kiarbi's inside of the smoke at Sandwich. That means he's also behind where Issa might be expecting him to be, but he still manages to find the kill with the M4A4. Almost said A1. Device on Cat. UMP in hand. Doesn't want to walk around the corner because Fitz is there, and he's waiting comfortably perched upon the cobblestones. It's off to CT. Fade sticks down. Device. Just 2 remaining for Astralis. The first gun round seemingly slipping away, but Zipic's pulling it back as best he can. But as another Molotov lands, it forces Woxic off the angle. You could just barely see through the flames, but not well enough to react in time. It gave Zipix a lineup on the AK-47. 2 kills back for him. And into the site with bomb. They go. Spot up on Fitz. He's going to try and wrap around towards CT connector. Excuse me, A connector instead. As Glaive finds that and reads it well, it's down to just Dead Fox, and I think he might be a Dead Fox.
I think he might be right. No kid, no nade, unless he goes absolutely bananas with the FAMAS. It might all be done for. He's going to be low HP as well. It's pretty much guaranteed that he can't win this round. He might get 1 kill out of it. I doubt he gets 2. There it is, CZ in hand. Zipex finds the killing blow. As we enter round number 5, that should be an eco now for HellRaisers. It was looking pretty promising for them. Issa was some good work on the A-bomb side there, staying alive potentially longer than he was worth. But Astralis getting comfortable. Like I said, once they got into the second half, I thought they were absolutely fine. Mac 10 comes out for Dupree, and a little partial buy from HellRaisers. This is always a very difficult spot to be in on the CT side. CZs and some PT50s. Going in. It's not even a big deal if Dupree dies first here. He'll only give away a Mac 10, which is like a BB gun against armored players. He just wants to get some intel.
If my name is Bleach, I'd probably go drink some.
If your name is Bleach.
Don't worry about it, Hank. He knows. Issa tries to push in. Dupree. Device shut them down again. It's well held with pistols. So that's what they had to switch to after depleting most of their ammunition. It nearly worked out well in the favor of HellRaisers if they could have found them in an awkward position as such. But Dupree, Mac-10 already inside of the window, and HP low enough for Dead Fox, who's picked up an AK to actually capitalize on 2, but he doesn't have armor. Remembering, of course, that aim punch less of a factor, but still a notable one at least.
Yeah, well, it still exists, just in a lesser manner. Won't be happening from this time. Dupree finds 3 kills with the Mac-10, farms a lovely bit of cash there. We'll take that all day long, $1,800 in the bank. And the pause comes through. Tactical timeout from HellRaisers, as you can see on your screens right now. They will have money to buy and maybe even get out the double orbs they wanted to. With Dead Fox in lineup, that is actually quite a tantalizing prospect, I would say. Woxic and Dead Fox, show us what you've got. Maybe that's why they take the tactical pause now, just to work out. That's where they want to go towards. Dead Fox, I have to say, I was told he's not going to be on the AWP anymore. I used to say about HellRaisers, I think a lot of people did. If Dead Fox shows up at the AWP, we could have a hell of a game on our hands here. They could actually do it. And then you felt like, oh, he's not the AWP anymore, and it's this guy Woxic we've not heard of. Okay, is Dead Fox even any good with the rifle? And it turns out he actually is very, very good indeed. So congratulations to him to actually maintaining the form. The unpause comes through. Do we see the double AWP come out? It does not. So Woxic will be on the solo AWP responsibilities here. Device on the T side still, of course, 12-8. HellRaisers yet to post a round in the second half. 5-0 is the current score. Dupree's been working on the smokes, it seems. He was complaining that this mid-smoke wasn't really working out for him consistently in Pro League games for some reason. So he's changed it up. He's not doing the running smoke anymore. He's got a new technique and device. He's got some techers of himself as he managed to get the AWP kill towards that palace area and take down Woxic towards jungle.
I think that likely the run adds a variable in it that with server tick and ping, etc., probably just becomes too inconsistent.
Yeah.
So maybe on LAN, that's hence why he said Pro League. But maybe on LAN, that's a little more consistent. Good find from Kiarby to get out from the lower underpass mid to take down 2, just fits remaining, and he's going to be Molotov'd off catwalk, which will allow a free entrance to A. Bomb will go down in that position. They know exactly where he is and what he's up to. In fact, look at this. Glaive's going to wait to see if they can hunt him down. Clever. Now they know that they're at least up toward kitchen, so they'll plant it. Fitz is going to be found, but is it going to be in time? I imagine it will be. We've got about 30 seconds still to find him, and they've already cleared out the site. The apartments. Device next up. Yep, flash out, reads it well, forces his vision off. He sprays, and Device reads it perfectly.
13-8. Very quick round there. HellRaisers not really presenting much. They got taken down at the very start. Device picking from Palace, open things up. The reactions come through from the CTs, as you can see right now, but Kiarby reads them, hears them, whatever you want to call it, as they come one by one, hits the shots. And they go into another eco here, or at least a partial buy for HellRaisers. CZs as we come into touching distance of map victory for Astralis. Device doesn't go Palace this time. He's at the A ramp. Wants to find that first pick, and a bit of damage inflicted there. Walks it down to 29. Or Woxic, I think we agreed on last time.
Woxic is actually, I think, correct. Correct.
So we'll go with that. Oh, that's quite a nice read from Device, knowing they probably push Palace. Smokes them out. They are coming behind. Angel makes a bit of a footstep there. Nice dink from Dead Fox. Still got a chance for this round, but oh no, Angel didn't check his angles, and it's going to be a 4-on-2.
Dead Fox throws the nade in. Zipix shuts down his teammate. Fitz trying to rotate back around, and it's one man. One man with a good headshot. He's already found a kill on the CZ. That's a second in the round. Good dink as well toward Kiarby already achieved. So if he can find further damage getting through the smoke, this becomes costly, but Astralis have had enough of that. They go 2 rounds from the finish line. But they're Danish, not Finnish.
Indeed. Maximum loss bonus, of course. Last chance saloon for HellRaisers. Need to get it together now on the CT half. Haven't picked up a single round. 14-8 is the scoreline. Is this the double AWP moment? It normally comes out when things get a bit desperate, and indeed, it will make an appearance. There's the same smoke from Dupree. He's opted for a more consistent one, just for anyone who wasn't watching Pro League in the last few weeks. And we've got a fast play towards the A side. Glaive gets one. Quickly responded by Issa and Angel. Dead Fox does get the AWP shot in return. Like we said, he was previously the main AWP before this squad. 4-on-3. They'll try and get the refrag now. Zipex might go down if he goes any further. They'll try and flash him out, maybe smoke through, and it doesn't affect him at all. Double frag comes in. You can see that one bubbling up as they threw the flash. That was not really working out for them at all. 4-on-1 now. Finally, HellRaisers will get around to the board.
Kiarbi sit back to wait. $12,350 doll hairs for Kiarbi. Maybe it's 12,350 unicorn gold.
Possibly could be. I'd say that would be a very strange coincidence.
I mean, is an in-game currency not a form of cryptocurrency?
Not really, no.
Okay, listen, it was a... Yeah, I know, all right. Please explain the science to me.
What, now?
No, don't. Don't do that now. If you want to see that science, go to Henry's Twitter. You'll find a video on there.
Might as well use every platform we've got to sell out.
But you might be warned, as he lets you know, it is a sponsored video.
It is. Check it out. 4-on-1. Kiarbi trying to just cause some damage here. He's got some time to work with. Let me just check. 20 seconds, hoping someone walks in his crosshair. Every kill he gets is beneficial. Not to round victory, but to him damaging their economy. If nothing comes in, he just saves his AK. It's a bit of utility as well. They'll have plenty of cash. I think all their rounds have been pretty convincing. Yes, 14,000 on Zipex. There's 2 players in 5 digits right now, so they're fine. He will stay alive. You can see 12k. Doesn't need to get extra money into the next round. He's fine. It was the double kill. Flashbang not really affecting him at all. A little bit unlucky there for Astralis. And not the most devastating resets in front of HellRaisers, but in terms of losing this round and then being down 15-9, without amazing money, that would be pretty difficult to recover from. This is the must-win round now.
Angel already pushing as well. Kiarbi seems to be up to it, but Angel spots his forehead first and takes the dome clean off. First shot hit is a body headshot, second one was a body shot. You know what I mean. It's typical M4 stuff. Dupree, though, pulls it back. He goes all the way back down the hallway from Kitchen, catches off Angel. It's now Vuxic that's down below with an AWP. He's going to be joined in company by Fitz.
Yeah, they've gone all in on this B side of the map. The bomb will be coming towards them, actually, so I think they're done for because we've got to play them from T-spawn.
Exactly, they're done for, the CTs, exactly, because they were spotted. If they weren't, I might have called it the bomb gets segregated, but you're right, Astralis saw that coming.
Yeah, as soon as that call was made, the player coming through the T apartments there, it was just over. 15-9, and we do have what it could be the last round here. No double orbs available, I'm afraid. It will be okay. They'll have rifles, I think, across the board, apart from, okay, Dead Fox. That's the only compromise. He'll take the CZ here, but no kits. So deployed, keep this most consistent, regardless of the strategy. And almost instant kill there from the HE grenades. Pretty much getting max damage out of 2 of them. Zipex down to 2 HP. As we get into round number 10. They have an advantage, at least. His device has been dinked up as well.
Glaive. Getting some shots toward the archway. Quite a mid-presence from Astralis. Considering the damage already done to them as well, they're going to need to recoup. Recoup and regroup. Sick. Waits perfectly timed. Gets 2, doesn't know a third one's there. Goes for the reload, realizes it because he sees the muzzle flash. And muzzled off. Issa will take down Dupree.
Well, that should be it. Doesn't look like Astralis got much else to offer in this round. Vuxic delivers the coup de grace, and it will be still plenty of money available for Astralis here. 15-10, double digits at least. Going to take a hell of an effort now. I don't think an AWP is available still, unless they recovered one and I didn't quite catch it. Have a look. No, still all on rifle. Same story for Astralis as well. HellRaisers, any different approach this time? They did experiment with aggressive tactics towards the underpass relatively successfully, and we will see device spot 2 at the A ramp. He'll fall back. Angel, the same story there. He wants to be flashed over potentially here. This could be a little bit ambitious. gets dinked up, and flashbangs are good though, but Device gets the first kill, and Dupree with the second. That could be it. 5-3 now.
5-on-3, but pulled back. Dead Fox makes it a 3-on-2. Dead Fox does better than that, as well as he gets Device, through the smoke, spraying in. Dupree therefore picks up bomb, goes to safe side of triple. That's denied. Dead Fox from a 5-on-3 might be able to pull this back, but he gets taken down without the ace. 4 still to keep this alive. It's just up to Fetz. He's got to find one. He's got to find Zippix. And Zippix doesn't have a clue as to where he's gone. He's picked up the bomb at the very least. He's got time to work with it. 55 seconds. No need to overcommit.
Oh, it's tens now. Bomb not yet planted. Fetz not moving, and it's not going to be paying off. Zippix, the clutch master, shuts down HellRaisers, and Dead Fox gave it one hell of an effort there. 4 kills in total, 1 through the smoke, 1 at the HE grenade, and 2 at the flank and mid, but it wasn't quite enough. Dupree, he found frags, and Zippix finishes it off. So what looked like a very promising game there for HellRaisers eventually gets shut down. They were 7-1 up, but your final scoreline is 16-10. Just a note as well, shout out to Dupree with the AWPing in the first half. I know it's something they're working on. It seems to be getting better and better for him. So that'll be interesting to see how it develops as time goes on.